Well, I have to start anew. So my anger is partly gone because I was angry because I have bought this new issue of Mickey Mouse and it cost me 8 Swiss francs. Whereas in Germany you would pay €4, which is like we have the double amount to pay. And then also the stories, even though they're old, sort of, it's about UFOs. So as we know, we've never been on the moon. So what would we learn from any UFO alien story? Nothing. So we can never transfer anything we learn from a Mickey Mouse about the UFOs onto our real life experience world. Then, that's for sure. And it continues. It's not just the first story that is UFO. It's the other one as well. It's just a total UFO issue, so to say. So then there is I just moved to the other story, so you see it's all about UFOs. Well, here it's about, the next story is about electromagnetic weapons, sort of. And then it's about Vikings and some kind of a flute. And then, well, the issue is done. So I was wrong. It's just the first story. But as you see, usually I go, oh yeah, the Mickey Mouse and everything. But here I go, not really reading it, not really enjoying it, because it's those damn UFOs again. Okay, so in the older ancient issues, Donald was never treated mean. In this story, the aliens, they come, they buy some corn, they pay with gold leaf, and their princess is sad, so they go to the zoo with Donald, where he gets some hard times with the animals and all. And here, she's being mean, laughing her head off, tea, whereas he is pissed off. So you can say this issue teaches me that whenever someone has a rough time, I'm allowed to go giggling. Bad life lesson. And then also, people in here treat him bad, so we are used to that. He gets a lot of bad treatment by the environment and by others. But here it is even people talking bullshit about him. So what we learn is that on the internet, when we do comments, we're allowed to do hate speech, we're allowed to do, negative comments. Whereas in life, when you don't have a solution, you're not allowed to say anything negative to someone, in my eyes, because you're just not being helpful. So in here we learn negative comments is real good, because he's not just treating him badly, he goes saying, haven't you been throwing him out today already? And then the other one said, well, he calls him a bird, which is a kind of a swear word. And then the other one goes, oh yeah, that's true. And this time he gets evicted totally. He won't be able to put foot into the hall again, sort of. Yeah. And then it's about the other thing the so-called Rundumeli that I do is about the superficial, how do you say, not superficial, the technically not possible things happening in here. So he gets shrunk and then enlarged again. So here he is at these little ones, the aliens. So Be careful when you walk outside. Well, that's what I'm pointing out. There is things happening in here you can't really transfer into normal reality, normal life. It's all out of the world. And when we continue, even the same happens with television programs that they are advertising. So Pokemon, we know, causes seizures. And I know a girl that had a lot of problems with seizures, and she was a Pokemon fan through and through. So this is animated characters. It doesn't look like my dog, it doesn't look like my cat, it doesn't look like my neighbors. So I cannot really transfer these emotions, pictures, or life lessons into life. The same with these animated characters, and here it's even TV program, and they recommend movies to watch. Bambi, which is also an animated movie. So even though it's about animals, you know, it's animated. You should watch real life footage. And here that's the only funny page about this whole issue, where the aliens say that in their spare time, the only thing they do up there or there is watching how the leaves, watching the nature, how the leaves turn into different colors. That's the only funny, you know, all the other pages are just not drawn nicely, not interesting, just not worth reading. Like if you're a comic enthusiast, you hate it. Like this picture would be nice as well. Like Donald trying to educate the aliens about competition, and they just won't get it. They're also into peace and harmony, and you know, even there you learn, oh yeah, it's good to be rebellious and competitive. So there it is, the second, or this is the same story with a device that shrinks stuff, and here it enlarges the UFO. So there you cannot really go saying, oh yeah, if I do this and that in real life, then I would have a technical device such and such. It's just a waste of time. So here you see our favorite characters, but they got kind of hatred in their facial expressions, which is not what I want to see. Like when I see Mickey Mouse and Donald, I want to see them happy. So like here you see Mickey sort of, you know, because we are human animals, the expressions you see in other people's faces you tend to mimic. So even when reading a comic, you would mimic these faces. So if it's all faces like this, you know, this, which is astonishment or anger or frustration or sadness, here Donald Duck. Yeah, so here we are again. It's a technical device, and they're prepping us for real life, that they might use them on us. It's a electromagnetic device that has put those people into sleep mode, and that one exists. So the factory, it's called iDoser. So it's actually music you listen to, but you know, there is tasers, there is other things I don't know of the military uses, which are weapons to influence us. Like there was a South Park episode where they had a flute and played, it would make people poo, that sort of stuff. And even here you got the handheld. So the witch now is using her handheld to hypnotize him by whatever frequency and stuff. And then the animated bullshits don't even talk about people or animals anymore. Now it's even about insects, the ladybug. So it's again, you cannot transfer what you see there into your life because you are a human being, and also it degrades us when we always see these stories about robots, about mechanical transhumanoids and animals and stuff like that. It's a degradation. It's not being a human being at our fullest. It would be totally different if there was a movie event that would be uplifting and where you could learn and transfer the knowledge you see into your life. You would see real faces, happy people, and not a plastic world, a created, animated plastic world about animals that have a life somewhere else than we humans. You cannot compare animals to humans. So then there is a Viking story which was boring as well. I don't want to go into that. And then the issue we've looked at. That's about it. Bye-bye.